guys, welcome to the end of Year of the Empire. This is going to be our final episode where we talk about all of the Empire Picture movies that we reviewed from this box set and kind of put them in order from what I think is best to worst, and then what Shane thinks, and we'll just discuss them. And just kind of like
I forget most of them.
Yeah, so I've been trying to explain to him what some of them were.
I'd ask a name, I'm like, and some of them I'm just like, oh.
So, yeah, so this is just kind of like a catch-all, anything we want to discuss, things that, like, remembered. Some movies we might actually forget almost everything from it.
I don't know why.
So we'll see as we go on. I don't really know. Like I made my list. I don't know what Shane's list is going to be like. But a lot of cool stuff going to be happening. Yeah. One caveat though, we did do some extra reviews for this. So you saw like with Trolls 2 and recent Video Dead and all Pulse Pounder, Re-Animator, all that. We will not be counting those in the list because they are not Empire Picture movies, and Re-Animator and Pulse Pounders weren't part of the box set, so we're just not going to count them. So it's just kind of the Empire Picture ones. Otherwise, Troll 2 would probably be at the top of the list. Alright, do you want me to go through mine first?
Sure.
Alright, so I put, very first on my list was Trancers. I don't know if that's definitively the best made of the list, but I love Jack Death. I love Trancers. I think it's really sweet, and that's why it's number one. Also, I have seen the sequels, and the sequels kind of like help my fondness of the movie, so yeah. I guess that also kind of like puts it in there. But Jack Death is just such a cool character. My next one was From Beyond, which is the one by Stuart Gordon, right after he did Re-Animators. His follow-up was H.P. Lovecraft story. I think the effects are good, but I feel like it's not as good as Re-Animator, but it's definitely like, it's a fun movie. Then I put Dolls, which also, oddly enough, Stuart Gordon. I find the characters very endearing from it. Ralph was the guy we were trying to remember.
That's my boy.
Like our favorite character from these movies. I really like Dolls.
Let's just say Dolls is far up on my list solely because of Ralph.
Ralph is pretty awesome.
He was my boy.
And it was cool because this is the closest that you get to like what became a full moon was like little creatures and puppets and dolls and all that stuff. So, am I boring you? Yeah. That's why I put Dolls so far up. I really reminded me of Full Moon, and that's kind of like where I got into it. And then put Crawl Space because Klaus Kinski is insane. The movie was kind of unnerving, and I kind of liked it. Then I put Catacombs. It had a good vibe to it. That was the one that take place in like the old monastery, and it was just kind of like a old-fashioned, not ghost story, but like kind of demonic, exorcist level kind of stuff. So I was a fan. I then put Troll, the original one. It had some pretty good effects to it, and the more I think about it, the more I want to even throw it farther down the list. Because
it's not like it's a good movie.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I don't know why I put Troll that far up on my list. It wasn't great, but I find the characters kind of fun, especially like the Harry Potter family. Then Prison, which probably should have been above Troll. That was the one with Viggo Mortensen. Was just kind of like the demonic things happening in the jail. It was kind of a good vibe, and it didn't really feel like Empire Pictures. It kind of felt like it was just better than Empire Pictures.
The Return of the King.
I then put TerrorVision pretty high up on my list because I thought it was just a off-the-wall horror comedy that kind of stayed with me pretty well. I then put Arena. That was the one where it's like basically Rocky in space. I kind of like the concept of it probably more than the actual execution, so that's why it's kind of like mid-level, but the concept alone is pretty cool. Ghoulies wasn't great. There were some cool things about it. I like it kind of like Gremlins, but demonic, but at the same time, it's just the articulation wasn't quite there with the Ghoulies to make them stand out. We got Robot Jocks, you're right. That should be Robo-Jocks. Robot Jocks. You know, the characters are pretty cool. I like the twist in it. Was like the one guy ended up being like the one that kind of sold them out, who was like the mentor to the main guy. And there was a lot of, kind of like with Arena, there was a lot of good things they were doing. They just didn't really, I think, have the budget for what they wanted to do. Then Metal Storm, the destruction of Jared Sin. That one's just so dumb. I love it. And it was a good way to start the box set. Then I put the Dungeon Master. I might put that one up higher if I rewatch it, but the reason I put it down is that I remember not all of them were good, and they weren't coherent. They were just a bunch of, like, short things strung together, and some were just much better than others. I then put Ghost Town, because honestly, I don't remember much about Ghost Town. It's a Western, a guy gets trapped back in time, but also more like just an alternate universe. Was the ghost still living there? I didn't really know what was going on. Eliminators, dumb action at its finest, but I couldn't get into that one.
Yeah.
Ghoulies 2, I remember, I think I put it down so low because at the very end, like, it's like no one ends up dying, I'm pretty sure. Like, and it was just kind of like it felt like a cop-out movie. It wasn't as good as Ghoulies.
Yeah, it was a cock-out movie.
And then Cellar Dweller.
Cellar Dweller.
Don't know what happened in Cellar Dweller. Did not stay with me at all. So that's the bottom of the barrel. What about yours?
Okay, so I forget a lot of these.
Yeah, just go for what you...
The top one, Metal Storm.
Oh my god, Metal Storm got number 1.
And I think it's because it's not a good movie.
I'll give it to you.
I enjoy watching
Metal
it.
Storm.
Like, and I just really got into how bad it was. It's watchable crap, like I coined in our last episode. Like, I'll watch that again.
It was fun.
Like, I'd watch that, like, right now. Then next
I wish it got a... What if it does get a sequel so many years later?
I'd be into that. Next one is The Dungeon Master.
Dungeon Master.
I enjoy it. Wasn't... I liked... Yeah, it's 100% just because it has Wasp in it. But, like, I like how they kind of broke it up into different, like, movies. So that was kind of fun. But Wasp is in it. That's why it's so high up.
Cool. Some of those stories were good.
And then... And arguably my top 3 could probably jumble a little bit. Prisons... Number 3.
That one probably should be high up on my list.
I enjoy that movie quite a bit. Mm-hmm. So I'd watch, and like all these, I'd watch again. Trancers is 4. Trancers probably could fluctuate in there too because I enjoy. I'm sure if I watched it again and then watched, it might be even farther up.
Jack Dess is the best character.
And then
Ralph.
Then Robot Jocks. I just kind of liked what they did with it.
I can get behind that. It was a great premise. And it was I think their most expensive film.
Wasn't that the Rocky, like a Rocky movie, but just like
kind of actually? Yeah, that one's more closer to like Rocky. Rocky's this giant robot because it was literally like Russia versus the U.S.
And then Dolls, just because of Ralph.
Ralph's
I enjoyed that character and I latched onto that character. Then Crawl Space.
That one was a genuinely creepy movie.
Yeah, like I was actually like I originally was like I don't remember much of this. I had it like at near the bottom. And then he like told me, I'm like, oh, that was actually a good one.
And that documentary, Please Kill Mr. Kinski.
And then Ghoulies. Not a great movie.
Middle of the road.
It's middle of my list. An Arena, like Sean said, I really did.
Good concept.
I liked the concept. Actually, like some of the practical effects with the big robots were done.
Yeah,
really well.
There was a one where it was like a giant alien with like 5 arms. I think I threw a picture of. And they like put all their budget in like getting the thing to operate. That thing was sweet.
So like,
but that wasn't the main thing.
Arena, the effects of it was so good. And then after Arena's From Beyond,
I can get behind it.
It
was definitely lower than.
It was definitely not.
I liked it.
And then Troll. I'd watch Troll.
Yeah.
I've watched it twice. I'd watch it again probably.
Yeah, I gotta be with you on that. I probably should throw Troll farther down. It's not as.
And then Ghost Town. Like
don't care for it.
It was an interesting premise. I think we even said like it's a premise that if somebody with a bigger budget got a hold of it, it would actually probably be a great movie because the premise was good.
And if it was just more coherent.
Yeah,
it was just all over the place.
I think I had it at the bottom and you explained what it was again. I'm like,
let's move up a couple notches.
Just a little bit. Then Ghoulies 2, like I don't remember almost anything. I just remember.
It was at an amusement park.
Yeah,
a fair.
I don't even remember that, so I might have been falling asleep. I've been half asleep during a lot of these. Then Eliminators.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Eliminators. It's really dumb and knows it's dumb. Was like the whole Manborg thing, but like, it's just...
I think I had it near the bottom, and then you brought Manborg, and I'm like, oh yeah. It still doesn't move up a lot, but it gets a few ticks up there. Then TerraVision.
I can see TerraVision not being... Like, mine was a little above average, but I can see that being low because it was just dumb.
And then I had this way. I'm going to switch it. So then it's going to go Catacombs.
Catacombs. I can see that being a slow moving movie.
It was a slow burn. I think I'd watch it again though.
I think what gave it to me that I put it kind of high up was I think the acting was some of the best in Empire Pictures that I've seen. It was just like there was like a lot of like the monks were like very like kind of endearing characters.
Yeah,
actually, and the guy who didn't blink, remember that?
Yeah,
that
like
was kind of
Catacombs. Cool. I actually, now that I think about it, I actually might move that up more.
Yeah,
but the bottom is Solar Dweller.
Yeah,
because I don't remember what happens in that.
I kind of want to watch a review to like, did that happen?
I remember like a little bit of it, but I might be something I'd watch again. I don't know.
Yeah, like cool premise. I think
a lot of these I'd probably watch again. Yeah,
So next year we're going to do Year of the Empire Part 2 where we review every movie again and we see if our opinions change. That'd be amazing. Yes. So yeah, that's it for Year of the Empire. I think this is our 23rd review. There's a lot of reviews we did. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know this wasn't as popular as our Year of the Full Moon.
Well, the algorithms hit that one well. Yeah, I don't know what about Year of the Full Moon. Something in there probably.
Sounds like it could be the name of a movie.
Yeah.
Year of the Empire.
Well, it's just probably like a phenomenal movie that's out. And we're just like, yeah, we're we're essentially, what's that? We're essentially Asylum of just...
I had fun doing Year of the Empire. I'm glad I did the box set. It warranted a huge purchase I made for it.
He has to warrant it now.
Yeah. Like, man, I spent way too much money on this box set. I now need to do 23 movie reviews just to make it feel like I needed this.
What's the most you've ever spent on a DVD, Sean?
On a DVD?
Yeah.
Not a lot. On a Blu-ray?
On a Blu-ray, yeah.
That stimulus check got me... Nightbreed the Cabal cut for an inordinate amount of money.
He's not super open about talking about how much he spent on it. That's how you know it's a lot.
Whoops. The Cabal cut wasn't actually particularly that great.
Yeah, we've been throwing around some ideas, maybe in the future doing a year of something, but we'll figure out if we're ever going to do that.
It comes down to time. It's a commitment.
It's a commitment. We've done 2 of these, which took all year both times to do.
And we're going to try to... We got 2 reviews we're going to put out soon that we need to film and watch for Year of the Full Moon. We want to add it for Dr. Death that came out, and then also Baby Oopsie Season 2. But yeah, that's kind of like all we have on the docket. I got some future video reviews that I want to do that I have just been dragging my feet on. Maybe some other random reviews, and we're some talks of zombie movie reviews, but we'll see where that
I've
goes.
been bringing that up constantly.
Yes, and these reviews.
And we gotta do Hidalgo.
Yes, we have to do Hidalgo, but no. Merry Christmas.